I never really forgot the way I found those clothes. I was passing an auction house in my neighborhood, and I didn't know that it was that there was this auction. It didn't say that it was that her clothes were there. It was vintage clothing, and I had been collecting vintage clothing. I love vintage clothing, but I went into the auction, and I was going through the racks, and I saw her clothing listed on the racks, and I was really shocked because her career had been so powerful and her career had been so legendary.
Marian Anderson is really one of the most important and acclaimed singers of the 20th century. An acclaimed contralto, born in 1897 in Philadelphia, but really made her professional career in New York and abroad in Europe, facing racism really at every turn, but certainly she was the first woman to sing at an inauguration, as well as the only woman to on stage at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, and the first African American to perform at the Met Opera. So a pioneering career of many firsts who inspired future generations of Black performers.
All of the Marian Anderson garments that we have in the collection are her performance ensembles. She called them her uniform. She used them to help construct her professional persona on stage, and because of that, she went to many notable designers. This one was made at Wanamaker's in Philadelphia. This one was made by Eve's Costume Company here in New York City, but she also collaborated with different fashion and costume designers across the world when she was touring in other countries. This one is from the NK department store in Stockholm, Sweden. And then she also collaborated with a number of designers who didn't own their own label. And this gown here is an example of one of the pieces that we think was made by Agnes Cully-Peters, who was a modiste in Harlem in New York City.
She was a lady. And in those days, ladies had importance.
When I read through the materials for the museum's inauguration installation and chatted with your curators, I found echoes of my family's admonitions in quotes from Ms. Anderson's autobiography, My Lord, What a Morning. Ms. Anderson wrote, "The first impression on an audience is the visual one, and one should wear what is right for one's style. I like a dress to be easy and comfortable to wear, and I like to feel that nothing about it will hinder me in any way when I sing." Here's the money quote. Ms. Anderson wrote, "I like simple, tasteful clothes. I do not go in for things that dazzle. I am not a dazzler." Simple, tasteful clothes.
She didn't want her clothes, I think, to distract from her performance and from the sound of her voice and from the weight of what she was singing. So they were quiet clothes, but they also had great dignity. And I think they also had, they didn't reveal skin. What they did was, she was quite covered up, but what they did was they sort of riveted your eyes onto her face and onto the expression that she was creating here and the sound that was coming from, that she was producing in her throat. I think she did it on purpose. It was purposeful. I think Marian Anderson is a truly inspirational figure. The grace with which she made her dreams come true is just absolutely extraordinary.